Amy, and we're going to teach you English. We're English teachers here in Comoros, and we're so happy that you want to learn English with us.
Learning a language isn't easy. You must practice, practice, practice. Or as you say in Shingasija, hutsahashavuvuni hunyama.
Every episode, we're going to tell you a story in English, and then we hope that you'll learn it and go and tell somebody else.
Today's story is a story called Elamin the Explorer. I think you'll like this story. It's a good one. But first, let's learn some new words with Amy.
So this story is called Elamin the Explorer. So our first word is explorer. Do you know this word? An explorer is somebody who goes new places to discover new things. Do you know any famous explorers? Christopher Columbus, for example. He was a famous explorer. An explorer will often go somewhere where there's no map. They might also go in a boat across the ocean. Did you hear all those new words? We said map, boat, ocean. And then I want to teach you a phrase. Flat like a table or round like a ball. Let me repeat that. Flat like a table or round like a ball. So those are your new words. Can you repeat them at home? Explorer, map, boat, ocean, and flat like a table or round like a ball.
Thanks, Amy. That was great. Now be sure to listen for those new words as I tell you the story of Elamin the Explorer. Once upon a time, there was a young explorer named Elamin. Ever since he was a little boy, he loved to explore. He lived by the ocean, and he would go out and look across the ocean and imagine what was out there. When he got a little older, he built himself a strong but small boat, and he decided one day he would sail off across the ocean to see what he could find. He was very excited. So one day he packed some food into his boat, and he took his map, and off he went to sail across the ocean. He came across many different countries, and he met lots of different people. And because Elamin was a good and kind man, he always tried to help the people that he met. Well, one day he came across a small island that he had never seen before, and it was not on his map. He quickly became friends with the local people, but then he discovered something a bit strange about the people. They thought that the world was flat, and they thought that if you kept sailing across the ocean, eventually you would just fall off the edge. And so they never left their small island. Well, Elamin had explored the whole world. He'd sailed everywhere, and he knew that the world was not flat like a table, but it was round, like a ball. And because he liked the people of the island, he wanted to tell them the truth. So he decided he must do it. When Elamin began to tell the island people that the world was not flat like a table, but round like a ball, they first just laughed at him. But then as he continued to explain, they became very angry, and they said, No, our mothers and fathers told us the world was flat, and their grandmothers and grandfathers and the people before them, they all believed that the world was flat like a table. Who are you to tell us any different? And then one by one, each person picked up a stone and began to throw it at Elamin. Well, Elamin quickly ran and jumped into his boat to sail away. But then, suddenly, an old man had followed him, and he's screaming, "Wait for me!" And he jumped into the boat with Elamin, and he said, "Maybe you're right, or maybe you're wrong. Either way, I'm coming with you to find out. If the world is round like a ball, well then I'll come back and tell everyone the truth. But if it's flat like a table, I guess it'll be an adventure to sail off the end of the world." And off Elamin and the old man went. And that's the end of our story.
Once upon a time, there was a young man named Elamin, and he was an explorer. even when he was a little boy, he loved to explore. And he would go out to the ocean and look out and wonder what was out there. When he grew older, he built himself a small but strong boat and knew that one day he would sail off to see what he could find. And so one day he packed all his things, he put food in his boat, he got out his map and planned where he would go, and then he set off to see what he could find. Sometimes the waves were big and the wind was strong, but he kept going. He found so many different countries and met so many different people. Because he was a kind man, he always tried to help those that he found. One day he found a very small island that wasn't on his map. He had discovered a new country. He began to talk to the local people, and as he talked to them, he discovered something very strange. The people there believed the world was flat like a table, not round like a ball. Now Elamin, he liked the people. He wanted them to know the truth. And so he began to explain to them, no, the world's not flat like a table, it's round like a ball. And at first the people just laughed at him. But as he continued to tell them the truth, they began to get angry and they said, our mothers and our fathers and our grandfathers and our grandmothers, they've always believed that the world is flat like a table. And in fact, the people of the island, they never left the island because they were worried that one day if they went too far, they would actually fall off the edge of the world. And Elamin kept explaining to them, but they were so angry in the end that they started to pick up stones and throw them at him. Elamin realized there was nothing he could do, and so he ran to his boat and jumped in, ready to sail away. But then something strange happened. An old man said, hey, wait for me, wait for me. And he jumped into the water and climbed into Elamin's boat. And the old man said, I don't know if the world is round like a ball or flat like a table. But if it's round like a ball, then I'm going to come back and tell everybody. And if it's flat like a table, then it will be an adventure to sail off the edge of the world. And that's the end of our story.
Well, that's a very interesting story. I hope you enjoyed it. Now we're going to review the story again by asking some questions. Amy, can you tell me who was in the story?
Well, there was Elamin the Explorer, there were the people on the island, and of course, the old man.
Yeah. What did Elamin like to do?
Oh, he loved to explore, to discover new places and new things.
What did he do when he got older?
Well, he built himself a small but strong boat and set off to explore the world.
Did he discover a new country?
Yes, he did. A small island.
What was strange about the people on the island?
Well, they had always believed, their mothers and grandmothers, and always believed that the world isn't round like a ball, but flat like a table.
And so what did the people do when Elamin told them the truth?
Well, at first they laughed at him. I guess they thought it was a joke. But then they became angry and they picked up rocks and wanted to throw them at him.
So why did Elamin keep trying to tell them the truth?
I think it's because he's a good, kind man and he wants people to know the truth. And he didn't want them stuck on the island, worried and afraid that one day they could sail away and fall off the edge of the world.
Why didn't the people believe Elamin?
Well, I think it's because that's what they'd always believed. It's what they'd always known. It's hard to believe a new idea, I think.
So Elamin decided to leave, but there was an old man. What did he decide to do?
Well, he said, I'm going to go and find out what the truth is. I think he was pretty brave to do that.
It's true. I like this story. It makes me wonder, what would I do if I were the people of the island? Would I believe Elamin, or would I be like the people and get angry and try to kick him out?
Yeah. Well, let's ask a few other people what they think about the story, what they liked and what they think the message is.
And I really liked the bravery of the old man and their friendship together to go and search the world.
Well, I think the message of this story is that people need to be able to think beyond what they've always thought. So just because someone tells you something for a long time and you've always thought it's true, you need to think about if it's really true or not, because there's a possibility that there's something else.
Well, thank you, GSV members. And so I think that's it for now, isn't it, Abby?
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget, learn the story and then go and tell it to somebody. You've got to practice, practice, practice. We'll see you next time.